Alright, you guys, I gotta deal with something. I'm outside of the shop today. Well, I'll be in the shop, but I'm working on something besides metal. I'll show you what I'm working on today. This is what I got going on. So we put this fence up temporarily when we first moved out here to fence in our backyard. It's like 100 by 100. Just keep our dogs in. Our pit bull died. He had cancer. We had to put him down a few months ago, quite a few months ago actually, and we got a new black lab from our neighbors for free. He was out here with my brother-in-law's big wolf dog. I'm sure you guys saw her on another video. They've been jumping through this fence right here. This actually, I just had it so I can undo this, get my trailers in the backyard. They have totally mangled this thing, jumping up on it, jumping through it, over it. My brother-in-law's dog doesn't jump very well, so she actually jumped, landed on top of the fence, and was just high centered. It was hilarious. But I'm gonna do something with this. I'm hoping you guys can hear me. It is so freaking windy today. Like normal out here, it's pretty windy, but I am building a gate out of those 2x6s. I got some hinges for the post. I'll run to the shop, show you guys those, kind of show you what I'm doing. I'm kind of scabbing this thing together. I just need something better here. The one side is going to be here. As you can see, hopefully you can see that this slopes down about 3 inches from that post to here. So my hinge side is going to be a little bit higher than my actual fence line right here, because my fence just kind of runs the lay of the land. So it is going to be a little higher. It'll look a little funny. It's going to be about yay high. So it's about 6-7 inches above my fence on this post, but on this side it's right level with the lay of the land pretty much, because my house does the grading slopes away from my house right here. So I'll show you the hinges and stuff. I'll go out to the shop, kind of show you what I'm scabbing together out of pallets again. You know me, I'm cheap. I'm not willing to spend money on wood. All right, you guys, so this is kind of my design. That is really hard to see. It's on lined paper, so it's kind of what I'm building. It'll be very similar to this. I got to make a few modifications just because of the wood that I have. So as I said before, let's see, this is my short side. So this one's like, I think it's 51 inches. That one, no, this one's 50. That one's 53 over there. So there'll be a slight taper to the bottom of this. Just because of my grading on my house. The one problem I'm having is this is 134 inches that I need to span. So essentially these are 8-footers, real close. So I'm gonna have an 8-footer, then I'm gonna have a scab. Then the next board down is gonna go 8 foot this way, then a scab. Then I'll have boards going this way to tie everything together. Then I'll run a triangle from corner to corner. And when you're building the gate, you always want to do the high side of the gate to the opposite low side. It's just more, the triangle is more structural that way than if you went from the low side up. The weight hangs better on an angle going from your high side of your fence to your low side. So keep that in mind if you're building the gate. If you're doing a full X, it doesn't really matter, but I'm only doing one triangle through here. And then on the bottom, I'm gonna have to probably slope something. I don't know, we'll see how big of a gap is down on this end. It should only be 3 inches, so maybe it'll be okay and the dogs won't try to dig at it. But I might put another 2x6 down there too, just to fill that gap. We'll see. Like I said, I'm scabbing this together out of my pallet wood because I have it. It's free. It didn't cost me anything. This is what I got for my hinges. So this will essentially bolt through that, I think it's a 6-inch round post. And that's gonna create, oh, here's a better one. This one's already set up. So there's the threaded rod. I'll drill a hole through my post. That'll mount there. And then this will be my hinge. On my other gate, I use these. I actually built my other gate too. It's out of Schedule 40 pipe though. This one I'm building out of wood because metal and wood and everything is outrageous right now. I did buy these at Murdoch's here locally. I'm sure you can get these on Amazon. I'll try to get my son to put a link to some on Amazon if you guys are interested in what I used. But yeah, they use carriage bolts. They have square holes in them. So you put your carriage bolt in there and they don't spin. But that'll essentially be my hinge right there that these 2x6s will hook to. We'll see how this goes. I'm a little concerned because I'm gonna have to put a board right there for this scab. Then I'll have a 2x8 coming this way. Then I'll put another board here, and then a scab. I'm a little afraid this is gonna wanna bend here. We'll see. I'm hoping once I put my triangle in from corner to corner and tie all those scabs together, it should be rigid enough for what it's for. Like I said, this thing's not super structural. It's just to keep my darn dogs in the fence. So yeah, that's what we're doing today. I don't have any, well, I did have a project today. My GoPro was uploading everything, so I didn't record. A buddy from work just stopped by. He had a 16-foot car hauler, and he got one of those Harbor Freight like tongue mount boxes, and I welded it on for him. It took me about 10 minutes. We bullshitted longer than we actually worked on it. So he came up, I knocked that out real quick. He just left a little bit ago, so I got back on this. Trying to get this done. We got family coming over tomorrow and the next day. Tomorrow or the next day. My daughter's birthday's this weekend. She's having friends over, so I'm trying to get this done to keep all the dogs in, because if my brother-in-law comes up, my son comes up, both their dogs will be here. So we'll have like 4 or 5 dogs up here. So I want to get this done so they don't keep destroying that part of my fence, and it'll keep them in. So I'll kind of show you guys as I'm going how I'm going to put this all together, and we'll see if it works. In my head, in theory, it's going to work, but yeah, sometimes my brain doesn't work. I don't know. Seems like it will though. All right, guys. Here's where I'm at. So, since I don't have boards that will span essentially from here all the way across, this is 8 foot to here. Then this is like, I don't know, like 38 inches or something. The next board, this one here, it's gonna be an 8 footer going this way, then 38. 8 foot, 38. 8 foot, 38. 8 foot, 38. So my scabs are alternating. This, theoretically, my brain is gonna work. It's honestly, it's what I have to work with. Once I get all that screwed together, I am gonna put a triangle from here to here. You can see these boards are underneath these ones. So all my laterals going that way. There'll be a triangle essentially going underneath of it. My hinge is gonna be on that side. These boards are supporting the ends of the 8 foot. I'm hoping it's going to be rigid enough. I'm pretty sure it'll work. It's not ideal. I am not going to, I can't imagine what this would cost right now in wood. This is all pallets. It's scrap I have. So I'm going to hack this thing together. It's just a gate to keep my dogs in the yard. But I'm pretty sure this is going to work. Because the load is distributed where the little scabs are on opposite sides all the way through. So it should work, especially when I put the triangle in, which is probably, now that I'm thinking about it, gonna have to be a scab too. So I might run to here, little scab, and then I might run one back this way. We'll see. I'm gonna get these screwed together, all the little pieces in, and I'm gonna stand this thing up and kind of jockey it, see if it moves at all. We'll see. I don't know. This is a lot of wood. It's all 2x6s. It's going to be pretty heavy. Yeah, but I think it'll work. Like I said, this gate doesn't open very often. Just when I need to get my trailer in my backyard. It should work though. I'll let you guys know. It's working in my brain right now, so if it works in my brain, usually it works in real life. We will see though. Time will tell. But that's how far we got. I'm gonna finish cutting my scabs, put those in, and we'll stand this thing up and see if it's got any jiggle. You know, originally I said I was gonna run a triangle right here. It's literally only 3 inches, so I don't think the dogs are gonna get under that. I was contemplating putting some fencing in here, but I added this middle board. So this space is pretty small. There's no way those dogs are getting through it. Maybe a little tiny dog, but he don't go very far from mom, so I doubt he'll even try to get through it. All right, guys. So I took this gate and I flipped it over. I wanted to show you what I thought was going to work. It's looking like it's going to work. I flipped it over and it's pretty awesome. So you can see I'm missing a scab there. here and here. So if you look at it, here's my 8-footer. Here's my seam. So I put this board behind it to support this. Same thing here. So I'm missing my piece, but my 8-footer comes from the other side. So I have my 8-footer, my little scab, my 8-footer, my little scab. So they're alternating 8-footers. And it's actually, I don't even know if I'm gonna need to put the triangle in. I'm gonna put it in anyways. But just that alone, just staggering my 8-foot sections to these supports here has stiffened this way up. I kind of thought it was gonna, like I said, in my brain, I knew it was gonna work, but it's one of them, it's a trial and error kind of thing. But it is working, so I'm gonna get these little scabs cut. I'm gonna screw them in. Like I said, this is nothing professional. This is just keep my damn dogs in the yard. This is the only spot they're jumping the fence, and they have destroyed it. This should stop them. If not, maybe shock collars, I don't know. Just joking, I ain't gonna do that to my dogs. But yeah, I think it's gonna work really good. I will get my triangle put in. This is upside down now, so we're looking at it this side. So my triangle will go from my upper corner where my hinge is gonna be all the way back to here. And then I'll get my hinges installed, drill my posts, get those installed. Then I'll be able to drop this on there. Then I'll figure out some kind of latch over here where this is gonna butt up against my other post. I got another like 4-inch post right next to my house. So yeah, that's kind of where we're at. It worked exactly like I thought it was gonna, just stagger in those joints, put the rigidity back in it, and I got, this is almost 12 feet. It's like 143 inches, I think. 134, sorry, backwards. So yeah, 143 inches, it's just a little over 11 feet. And those are 8-footers, so it just, there's a little scab on each one, but staggering it like really solved my issue. Yeah, I'll get back to you guys when I get this out. It's super windy out right now, so I might not get it today. But I'll get the things probably mounted this weekend. I'll get this up here. I'm contemplating staining this like a dark color. Maybe the same color as my privacy area, actually. I gotta try to match that stain. So maybe I'll do it that color, just so it kind of ties my back privacy area, backyard together. All right, everybody, I got this thing together. My center cut was a little off. My skill saw is a POS. And these boards are warped. As I was cutting it, the board was bending. My skill saw, the little set screw that holds the angle, it fell out. So I vice gripped it. My center cut right there in the middle is not super great, but it still serves its function. You can see I got this cross piece in. Like I said, that center cut is not super great. I'm a little ashamed of it, but with the tools I have for woodworking, it is what it is. Like I said, this is just keeping my dogs in, so nothing super fancy, but maybe I'll show you. It's not super great. It got off a little bit because this board and this board are a little twisted because it's pallet wood. And as I was cutting it, my skill saw kind of wandered. The boards are twisted. Whatever. It is what it is. All right, everybody. I got this gate together. It actually turned out pretty freaking cool. It works pretty good, keeping the dogs in and stuff. So kind of show you what I got. So that's how it turned out. Like I said, there's a little bit of a gap there. I don't think the dogs can get under it. We're gonna try it for a while. If it doesn't work, if they start digging under this, I'll put another board like from about there back at it, like a little bit of a triangle to that corner, tie it back in. But yeah, so I got the hinges in. So these are the hinges that I bought. These are carriage bolts. They have a square hole in there, and they just bolt through on the back side. Like I said, all this is made out of pallets that I got from work for free. I did buy these. I was gonna make them, but I was like, they were only like 20 bucks, so I just bought them. Same with the little, whatever you want to call those, the hinge part of it. Got one top and bottom. I did have to add this little block here because there was nothing. I was gonna cut some design out of this, and I was just like, why? It would have just been for aesthetics, and everything I tried I didn't really like, so I just screwed that block in there. I'm contemplating staining this like a dark color, like our cabinets. I still do got to make some kind of latch over here so this will hook, and I got a little bit of rocks and dirt it's dragging on just a little bit, so I'll have to smooth that out a little bit. But the good thing about it is it lines up perfectly with my other post back here, so when it's open it just sits against it perfect. Stay. Yeah, it's working out pretty good so far. Like I said, it is tight right up against my rain gutter, so I do have some adjustment over here. Not a lot, because I built this gate pretty tight. I actually had to mount these at a little bit of an angle just to make sure that I could adjust it just a tiny bit if this post starts moving or whatever gets out of level. I can adjust it just a little bit. But yeah, functionally acceptable for sure, for free. I mean, yeah, no, and honestly it doesn't look that bad. I was a little worried at first, but looks pretty good from this side. I mean, I gotta get my old fence. You can see it is just mangled. But yeah, it don't look too bad. And I leveled it when I put it in there. I leveled the top. That's why you can see there's ground or air underneath there. A little bit of a gap, just because I wanted it to be level. That way it'll swing a little better. But it is a little bit higher than my fence, you can see. That kind of bugs me, but eventually someday I'm gonna put rails up on the top of this someday when I can afford it. Yeah, pretty sweet for free.